JD, let me know if you feel something kick in.
Kicked in.
Word?
No, I'm just kidding. But nah, I mean, it was good. It was very good.
You smacked the whole
So
joint?
no, not the
Oh.
whole thing.
I was about to say, nigga.
Like you ate half of it?
Yeah, just about. Yeah. But so like there was a caramel. There's like a caramel on there too. Is that so? Like what
Wait, which one did you have?
the Reese's?
Oh no, that's peanut butter.
Oh,
Yep.
but it's
Yeah.
still all
Well, everything Reese's.
yeah.
Reese's and chocolate. I think you have the You have
We on?
Reese's and butterfinger.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's another Sunday. We back. Our co-host is not here right now. She's away.
Steph.
Yeah, so Steph will be here next week. But we got the beautiful Brittany here. Of course, my man Just.
Yes,
You
sir.
want to introduce yourself, bro?
Oh, what up, everybody? John JD Dominguez.
That's my boy JD.
Yep.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Know my guy here for a long time. So
Facts.
just seeing what y'all doing here, man, is a beautiful thing. You know,
Thank
I
you,
love
bro.
to see
Thank you.
people
Appreciate it.
creating, especially in a time like this. And, you know, I've definitely mentioned before, just like coming on here and saying, you know, what y'all talking about, the topics, what's said. It's a good time, and
Definitely appreciate
you
it,
know,
bro.
appreciate to be a part of it and be here.
Word up.
All right, y'all.
What you got for us, dog?
So we got some questions now. Last weekend, we got a lot of fans that came on the live feed, and they asked a lot of questions. They left a lot of questions on the email. So we got some questions here. It might be a little uncomfortable, but we still got to answer them. So, like, what y'all think about eye contact during sex? Yeah, make it, or
It's a must thing.
it's a must for the females, definitely.
It's a must thing, yes.
Definitely. What y'all think, fellas?
But even you could have eye contact even if you're not feeling the person, though. It's just natural. Like even if it's a side joint, whatever, it still fuck me like that. Like I face to face.
I feel like, sex is sex. So if you're gonna
Well, first off,
right,
it depends on what position you in.
Yeah, you
Come
know
on
what I
now,
mean?
like it's not gonna be throughout the whole drink, you know. But
Nah, but at the
it
end of the
depends on
day,
what position you in. But
you don't
I
want to
agree
be.
with it.
You
I
don't
think
be
you
wanting to
should.
look
I
at no
think you
females
should.
face to face and shit. It's not your wife and shit. That's what drives them crazy and shit.
Yeah,
You
like,
Depends
get
on what
stabbed the
position
fuck
you
up
in.
later or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
I feel what you're saying. Like, if it's not somebody that you deal with on a regular, you don't really have feelings for that person. You don't want to give them that. I can see that too.
Yeah, facts.
I feel like it's definitely a must. It's definitely, let the person know you there, you know what I mean? And it's definitely
It's just that energy too. Like, when you get into, I feel like you get into that person a little bit better.
That's when you
right.
got a
It's
little
perfect.
bit of love for them.
Mm-hmm.
You move closer. All right. Let's see what else we have here.
That's a good question. Right in there,
Right?
right
Right
the
into
jump,
it,
too.
right?
The eye contact.
All right. I know y'all heard about that Will Smith and August Alsina situation. How y'all feel about that? Even though they said they're swingers, but Will didn't feel like Will was in it. He wasn't with it.
I don't think it was so much. My bad, Jess. I didn't mean to cut
It's
you
all
off.
good.
It just hit me right quick. I don't think it's so much of a Will Smith August Alsina thing, whereas it's more of a Jada and August Alsina thing. But
I would have said
think
Jada and Will,
or Jada and Will too. Yeah,
because that's like he's like
she created a whole word for it.
I don't think he gave a fuck.
Entanglement.
I don't think Will Smith gave a fuck.
Nah, he cared.
You think he
I think he
cared?
cried.
A party he has. That's your wife.
I mean, at the end of the day, he's a trained actor.
Uh-huh.
The best, one of the best.
Bro.
That part.
You think he was acting? Nah.
My dude.
I feel like he was. I feel like he didn't really care, and everybody was.
Bro, if he didn't care, real talk, then he don't love her.
At
Real
the
talk.
level that they at, the
That's
way they
not
played
true.
that shit out,
You
everything
can
they
love-
did,
he-
that shit was acted out.
Okay, so I guess let me talk for me personally. I can't see my girl fucking another dude and knowing that
for sure.
she had something going on with another dude.
But you still want to have love for her though?
No, I would definitely have love for her, but I would feel it. I'll be very, very
Yeah.
tight.
That's why.
And
What if you were with that girl for 20 years? Like 15 years.
Exactly.
Like, it's
You
a
get
lot
tired of
time.
people after a while.
we are talking.
I guess you with somebody for a long time. It's just like, I don't know. You kind of used to that person. It becomes like you know, like I don't know, more of like a family thing type. I don't know, like this is us, you know, this we're gonna be this regardless. So,
but I heard a long
what
time
else?
ago. We heard a long time. Everybody heard a long time ago that they was already
Mhm.
fucking with different
Swinging,
people. So
uh-huh.
I don't know why when they finally
Swinging,
seen it
yeah.
for themselves,
Mhm.
that shit blew them away to actually see it. Because you know what it
That's
is?
fucking
You know what it is? I'm gonna keep it real. It's because even though she's getting older now, she's so bad that people wouldn't expect her to quote stoop that low. But really, it ain't stooping no low because they was broken up. Or if they have, you know, because come on now, think about the bad chicks that he get.
Mhm.
His shit just not coming out. You dig what I'm saying?
That's the flip
That's why I
side.
thought he didn't care because you know
Yeah,
Will
August
probably
was
had
definitely
his
sloppy.
own
Well, no.
entanglements.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm talking about Will. On the flip
Yeah.
side, they said how many he's at, like Margot Robbie, you know, a lot of other co-stars, you know, things like that throughout his career that Jada
She
was
had to eat
quiet
that,
on.
right? She had to
And,
eat that.
and Jada was quiet. So
Okay.
it can go both sides. And I
You know
just
what it
think,
is? Because
but I just think like
he's a young nigga.
I just don't think
I
like
think
Will.
that's why it hurts so
Yeah,
much.
Will.
You know, like,
Nah, I don't think. I
Will,
don't think that's
Will
what it
had
was.
to carry it like a little. He had to
The
take
age.
kind of like the high road. I think. You know what I'm saying?
definitely did.
Like
It's because he's a young nigga. And I think jealousy, you dig? It's a little bit of jealousy there is because it's a little bit of jealousy there is because, you know, we
look back.
Jada Pickett?
Mhm.
We all want a little piece of that. So the fact that
J.
this young
Cole said
nigga
that,
got
right?
it, you know what I'm saying?
His
Make-
only
I
regret is
just
that he
feel
was
like
too young
the
for
male
him.
pride though is so serious. So it's just like, damn, like you cheated on me. Like when a girl cheats on a guy, I feel like it's like this big stigma, like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? But it's more I guess heard of to hear like a guy cheating on his girl or having like little side things. It's I don't know. I feel like it's a standard.
So you think we
double
got too much
standard.
pride?
Definitely a double standard,
Yeah,
bro.
it's definitely a double
But,
standard.
like, we feel it more. Like, you guys
How-
agree? Like,
how
you feel it
so?
more, bro. That shit hurts.
I think
Like,
about
that
these
shit would hurt.
celebrities. I think
Yeah,
about
the
these
vibe.
celebrities, especially these celebrities that we're talking about. I think about times in my life where I had little come ups, I hit little licks, you know, a little 10, 15 grand, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Turn me down a little bit, bro. We hit a little licks, had a little, you know, 10, 15 grand. You felt like crazy off that. And that's once every, you know, every blue moon, you might, but motherfuckers get 100 million, 20 million. When you're dealing with a different type of bread, I don't know how it will feel. Because if I'm being hurt, I'm fucked up. When I wake up in the morning, go cop me a Ferrari, go cop me a little something. Will I still be hurt? I don't know because I don't have that
It's the
paper.
same
Right.
thing,
Yeah. You think they go through things differently than we do because, you know, they're in the higher echelons of.
Now, money is not everything, you dig? Money's not everything.
But that's just something though.
Is my dude, because a certain type of money, so it's like you copping certain things and you're not hurt. It don't hurt you at all. I'm like, oh fuck, I'm hurting. Let me go get me a little Ferrari. I'd be hyped to get a little. I'd be hyped to finally
And
catch
that's-
these J's I
That's
wanted
why,
at this age.
you know, it always hurts until you find somebody new, you know,
Yeah.
or just in the way of you process things. And I think that's kind of like what you hitting on, just is like the way of them processing their feelings and their emotions is a little bit different than what, you know, I guess you could say quote unquote normal
Exactly.
people, you know, but just how you process things is totally
You
different.
a rapper, even let's say 20 grand a night for a show, 4 nights a week. A lot ain't gonna really hurt me.
But that don't mean that you don't have feelings, though. We all built as people. We all built with emotions and things like that. You know,
I agree.
And we tapped on it. You know, on our way. You know, the journey in and everything is just like, you know, you don't know what battles people are going through in their
That's a
own
fact.
heads, and that's why sometimes, you know, you got to be have a little, you know, be empathetic to people's internal battles, even if you don't know. Just maybe be a little bit more considerate.
See, I think he was embarrassed.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
That shit, the
definitely.
way it got out too.
The way it got out.
Facts.
I
Yeah,
feel like
facts,
August
facts.
was definitely messy as hell with that.
He was
was
very
very
messy.
messy.
With that. I feel like he knew what he was doing.
I think we all. Yeah,
like
you
he
got to
wanted
be a
some
strong
fame.
motherfucker to
He
keep
had
that
a-
on the low.
Yeah.
I got to give you the fucking
Nah,
utmost
I think-
respect salute to keep that on the low.
I think
Because I got to
he
tell
was-
somebody.
I feel like his fame was
You
going
know his
down.
boys knew. You know
Yeah,
all
his
his
boys
boys.
definitely
You
knew.
know
Which
they
is
had a
alright,
group
cool.
thread.
Tell your
That's
boys, but now
cool.
you brought it out to the public.
But
Like
yeah, I feel
you
like
embarrassed
that
her
was
too.
unnecessary.
And
Yeah.
that was OD. Like that's definitely unnecessary. And I felt like he was looking for fame,
Mhm.
and that was a coward move. And then he tried to cry out that he's sick and whatever. Like he got some type of mental breakdown.
Yeah.
But he knew what he was doing. he definitely knew what he was doing.
Yeah, because he dropped the album right after.
And that shit was on
Exactly.
coffee.
Yeah.
And I'm not copping that shit.
How did it do? I was
He
gonna
had
say,
a
how
song
did it
called
do?
Italian
Flop.
or something
That shit
like
floppy.
that. Yeah.
No hot tracks
It
from.
was
I mean,
like
his
the
music
original
was
thing.
fire.
And
though.
Will has the
Yeah.
power
Was
to
it?
shut him out the
It
business.
You
Well,
think
back
so?
like early,
Bruh.
like when
Oh,
he
yeah.
The
first.
connections
When he
Will
first
Smith
came out.
has, he definitely has the power to shut him out the business.
Yeah.
I mean, once
But
you
Will wouldn't do that. You don't think? I don't think.
Listen,
because he was
listen.
that's
You,
his
you,
little
you would
son.
think the same thing about LeBron James, right? But
Mhm.
Delonte West came out with that
tapping his mom.
yeah, tapping his mom. Now you know what I mean?
That's
I'm
a
just saying.
whole nother
I'm
level.
just saying.
I
No,
feel
but I'm
like
saying like
No,
if
I
you're
feel
big, you have the power to shut
in
other
his
people
world,
down.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
You know what I
Fucking
mean?
Well,
gatekeepers.
it's, and then yeah,
Exactly.
I agree with that. Yeah.
My boy right here actually was just in the movie recently, Love Lockdown. It's on Prime and Hulu.
Lockdown
nice.
So
love,
look,
lockdown.
you know,
love.
you trying to get in the movie thing and everything. Do you think that there's gatekeepers and shit? Do you
Most
feel
definitely.
like
Oh, come on, definitely.
Mhm.
Definitely.
and it's just not like, I mean, of course there's different levels to the gatekeepers and to what you're trying to do. You know, you have the people that are with the big studios and the executives, and then you have other people that have their own things, or even just like connections.
do you
That's a
think
big thing.
aggression? Do you think aggression and anger will get you in the door, or you got to play it cool?
You gotta know who your audience is.
Right.
Mm.
Like look at Harvey
know?
Weinstein.
Yeah.
Like those girls who didn't want to do
There's
what they had to
some-
do.
There's some casting directors that would appreciate a little, you know, like grit behind what you're doing. And I've talked to directors that even said like actors from New York just have a little bit extra hunger or passion than LA actors. And no disrespect to no LA actors.
Right, no
Much
disrespect.
respect. Much respect is if you're
It is
working
what it
in the
is
craft,
because
but
they
it's
like
just a little
bougie out there.
yeah,
That's
the
probably what it is. They're
competitiveness.
bougie.
It's a little,
We
yeah.
not
The
bougie.
competitiveness is
That's
has
just
to
how
be
we, you
there.
know.
Yeah,
That's how
and
we
but
cut from that
it
cloth.
can't consume you though. You know, it
Mhm.
can't be all that. You have to be able to collaborate with people. You have to be able to walk into rooms and charm people. But at the same time, yeah, I think aggressiveness will get you places. It was just, you know, how
feel like that's
far and
something all New
who
Yorkers
you're
have.
dealing with. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Word.
How y'all guys feel about situationships? We know it exists. We all been in them. How you feel about it?
I think situationships last better than real relationships.
Mhm.
Like I was saying the last time, or whatever, is because you're not really expecting that much from somebody. You dig what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Except for the time that y'all spend, the fun that you have, and then move on. So it only becomes messy when you add certain things to it, like accidental babies and certain things like that. Then it becomes a real messy situation. But
Mhm.
you know, that's how I
But see,
feel.
that's something you gotta control, like yourself. You know, you gotta make sure it doesn't get to the level where it's gonna be a messy situationship, you know, or any type of messy relationship.
break down some situationships because there's different levels. Like
Yeah.
what's a situation? What would you consider a situationship?
Like a situationship to me is like being like dealing with somebody, but we don't have any, like I don't have no ties to you. You don't have no ties to me. I don't gotta answer to you. You don't gotta answer to me. We just, like you said, it's just like a fun situation.
And you know
like,
what it is.
But we both know what it is.
Mhm.
It's like you're not gonna be checking my phone. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
be none of that. It's none of that. It's all the good without the bad.
I
Like,
always found those to be the better though.
I
You
find
know,
that to be I find that situationships work for me the best because it's like I've been in relationships for like a long time in my life. Like this is the first time in my life I'm like single. I've been in 5 year right after, and then another 5 year, and then another 5 year relationship. You know,
Mhm.
so it's like right now, I just feel like situationships kind of work better for me because it's less pressure.
when you're dealing with the nigga that you choose, the person that you choose. Excuse my language. When you're dealing with the person that you choose, and how do you deal with him getting addicted to you? You know, because if you putting it on them and shit like
Yeah.
that, of course this is something that men, they say
Yeah.
the female's the new man and all of this shit nowadays. So we was the ones back in the day to be able to be like, nah, I'm keeping this at an arm's distance.
Yeah,
But
nah,
now
the
it seems
girls
like
gotta
more
do that
females
now,
are doing
yeah.
that shit
Yeah.
nowadays. So
Yeah,
how do
dudes
you
out of
lay him
pocket.
down?
Out of pocket.
Mhm.
Y'all, some of y'all be out of pocket. you
So
know?
if he sticks to the situationship and he does what he's supposed to do, then he
And you
can continue.
cool, then it's always gonna be cool.
Niggas shouldn't have a problem. Y'all niggas, including
But
myself,
they
we shouldn't have a
do.
problem with that
I feel like
But some
guys
do.
have
because you don't
the
want nobody
biggest
else in them
problem with it.
drawers.
That's one.
Yeah,
Two,
that's it. It's a pride.
she gives up a vibe that unbelievable. You've never had that before. and it's like, yo, I want that. You know what I mean? But now she's still in that. Nah, like,
Just like, nah, I don't like, we cool. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
I'm
We
gonna tell you the
friends.
remedy. When you're dealing with people like that, when you're dealing with girls like that, the all time leading remedy, well, top 5 remedy. All right, come through with badder bitches and bring them around her,
Hmm.
because then
Humble
she's gonna
ass,
start
real
possibly
quick.
seeing your
Yeah.
worth. Like,
Uh-huh. But
oh
that's for
shit,
every
you got fuck,
situation.
you got fuck her head up. You got fuck her head up. If you act like a bitch ass nigga and you stick into that, like, all right, I'll continue to be over here. You should be happy with that because you really just hitting the drawer. She's not asking for much. I don't see the problem in that. But instead of get angry because you don't want to be in a relationship and you the man, you gotta have other females. Obviously, if she
Show
a
her
pretty
that you're a
female,
man. Yeah.
obviously if you're dealing with her, she a pretty female, you got potential to get other joints. But that I think that right there, which is it's kind of crazy a little bit. I think that right there changed their mind up like, all right, I'm gonna fuck with this nigga.
It's fucked up that you gotta do that, but I believe you. Like, I
Thank
feel
you.
like you do.
You see
You know
that?
what I'm saying? It
And
is true.
she's
Like,
kind of
it's
hot right
coming
here. I'm just
from a,
meeting her.
yeah,
You looking
it's coming
cute.
from a, you know
So
what I'm
there you
saying?
go. You
Like,
dig?
if because I've been in a situation like that. Like, was dealing with somebody, and then it's just like, I don't know, if you're just always, I don't know how to, it sounds bad, but it's just like, if you're always, if I already know what you're about,
If
I
Yeah.
already know what I could do with you, I already know what this is, you know what I'm saying? I know where you at, I know you're not going nowhere.
Yeah,
So
conquer.
it's like,
It's because females are born with a conquering
well,
spirit.
no, I think if I'm not mistaken, y'all talked about last week, and or it was mentioned that kind of like, there's some women that don't want a man that other women don't want too.
Exactly.
Like
but
it's
That's
the
a
a thing.
known
same goes
It's
for
fact.
but men, but do you want a woman that nobody else wants?
right. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You liar.
You want a woman that nobody else wants. You fronting.
You gotta be.
Just always got to go against something.
Yeah. Remember those movies? Remember those movies when you take the little ugly joint and turn it into a
That's
baddie?
the
Okay.
yeah. What's
I'm
the
trying to turn the ugly joint
What's
into a
that movie
baddie.
It
You
can
called?
happen.
dig?
It can happen.
It
It
can
definitely can happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It definitely can happen.
But you want to turn it into a baddie, so she'd be a little bad thing.
But
you know
But
then,
what
it's
I'm
crazy.
saying?
then she gets too
It's-
bad for you.
You know the I love this is why I love my book. This is why I love this show. When you think about it, it's really like crazy the way people think sometimes and shit. Like, oh, you gotta have a female to get more females, or like I said, she agreed with me. She's like, she keep you at arm's distance. I just want to stay friends. I want to be free in the market. You like, word? All right, no doubt. And you slinging it out good, doing all this. She's like, all right. Y'all even flirting with each other. Like, damn, we had a good day today. Everything was good. Damn, you put it on me. Everything is flirting good. But then when y'all depart, go live your life.
Mhm.
Fucking pop up in the shorty at the mall. You shorty got 2 bags, the other joint, and you got she like, damn, he out shopping with the other joint. All of a sudden, she like you now.
It's out there. It's
a
been
little
out
bit
there
of-
in many forms. Like
I
people would
respect
say,
it,
you
though.
gotta, as a man, you gotta stay on your purpose. You gotta stay on your grind because that's
Exactly.
what's gonna attract.
If you
If not
begging
your
her,
ex or attract the person that you want, is gonna attract new people.
yo, how she not gonna look at you like a bitch if you begging her for a relationship and she's saying no?
I think it's just comfortability, period. Like, you never want to be too comfortable, like, with any situation.
That's what we said. Yeah, in episode like 3,
Uh-huh.
being too comfortable will get you nowhere,
Get you nowhere.
and that's a fact. It's
Because
true.
then if I don't know, I'm comfortable with you, I already know. I feel like I know everything there is to know about you. There's nowhere to go. So I'm just, all right.
So
I know what to do with you.
So for females, you know what I'm saying? I know you can't speak for all, but just speaking for females, if they have that mind frame, right?
Mhm.
If y'all at the point where you have that mind frame, like, yo, been in these relationships for a long time, been dealing with these niggas or these people, these men for a long time, so I just want to be free, right? Then 1 year, 6 months go by, then 1 year go by, and time goes by. What type of game? And I don't want to use the word game. What type of stuff does a man have to come at you with to make you be like, all right, after all of this, I'll give it a chance? When I hear females say that, and I think to myself, are you just done? Like, what's the next person have to come with?
I think it's up to the individual, like, where she's at in her life and what she wants at that moment.
Mhm.
So I feel like if you come at the right time with everything that she wants right then and there, and it just kind of clicks, then that'll make her get out of her, oh, fuck everybody, I want to be single. But if you come at the right time, I don't know, I guess it's just like it's just about the bullshit. Like if you're dealing with people, like you might deal with somebody like who has everything you want, but he's missing something. He's not like, and you just know you're not gonna settle. So that's why I'm gonna keep you right here. You're good for this, you're good for everything else, but you're not the one I want. You know what I'm saying? Not that you bad, like you might have all these good qualities about you that I like about you, so I'm gonna keep you around. But you're not the one.
If a man is in that situation and he's fucking mowing lawns, painting, putting fucking wall units up and all of that bullshit, and he's not getting no drawers, you get the fuck out of Dodge. But if he's getting the drawers in that type of situation,
it all depends
he
what
should deal
you're
with that
doing it
shit.
for. Like, you know,
Yeah,
you
what
could
you
help
do.
somebody out, like, you know, a total
the
homegirl.
drawers gets the lawn mowed.
Or
You
she
feel me?
better get her brother, right?
Nah.
Yo, you feel
But
me?
it could be something like that. Like I think, you know, like, could you, Brittany? Could you name something that maybe just like a little something that a guy could do that you would be attracted to? Like maybe that would be like not the norm or something. Like, you know, just something small.
I don't know. I'm just attracted to dudes that got their shit together. You know, like
All right.
that's very attractive to me. When you have your shit
Like
together,
the good credit and all that stuff.
like,
Like just
not
I still keep him in the friend zone.
job.
It's not. It's just like get your shit together. Whatever it is in your lane, whatever it is that you do or that you like, whatever. I'm not looking for no millionaire. I'm not, because I got my own. You know what I'm saying? I just don't want to have to worry about somebody else.
Right.
I want you to have your shit together so
Right.
that we could build. You know?
Yeah.
Because that's the goal.
That's definitely a fact.
That's like A1.
Now, my next question is, do you guys think a situationship can lead into a relationship?
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think so. I mean, to me, this whole situationship thing is a whole, like, I didn't even really know that was a thing. Like, you know, because I think a
it's a big
relationship
thing.
is, to me, there's different levels to relationships. You know, you can have
Like, you never been single, and then, like, you know, you were talking to a girl, you never intended for it to go farther than sex, and not even just sex, but just, you know, a cool girl that, you know, you saw as a friend first, and then it became a relationship.
You know what turns it into that? Tragedy. And what I mean by that, losing them. Or,
Yeah.
oh shit.
Yeah.
I didn't realize.
Because
I
then
like
they
that
start
one that
then they
much.
start to
Like
say,
that,
all right, you know what?
yeah.
I can't do this no more. You know, I'm gonna move on, whatever. Then you like, damn, I don't want to lose what we had though.
But those are feelings.
So then,
Feelings are getting involved.
and it's kind of like, but see, those are
But
when
she wants him to be.
they
She wants the
force it
feelings
though.
to
That's
be
kind of
involved.
force. It's forceful because it's like, you know, we have a good thing going on, and now you're trying to give me an ultimatum where if I don't go further with this, now you're going to leave, and you know, I don't want to lose that vibe. I don't want to lose that, you know, good thing we had. So, you know, now I'm gonna
I honestly,
step up, but like
I feel
you
like
forced
a man.
it.
I feel like a man or a
I don't feel
female.
like that shit.
Any man, well, let's say female first. Any female or any man has a right to do that because at the end of the day, that's just them knowing their worth.
Yeah, and
True.
that's what I said.
They
I
don't want you to
think-
treat them like shit. They have a now, mind you, you don't have to fucking bow down to it.
Right. It's what you
course.
accept.
But
what
still, you don't want to
Exactly.
lose that
accept, yeah.
vibe because like sometimes you'll never find out again, you know.
Yeah.
And but it's true, if you want to keep it, all right, so what are you doing with it, you know?
Right. And this is where I say I think that term situationship was brought on by somebody who was non-committal, who was trying to, you know, like basically manipulate what a relationship really is.
That's a lot of us, though.
Right.
Yeah.
But this is what I'm saying though. So like for me, it's like you can have those relationships, you can grow off of them, they can blossom into beautiful things, or they can end in tragedy.
I'll tell you, that's
But
your shorty.
that's
This
you're
is what
gonna
you
be
call
your
your shorty.
experience. That's gonna be
Yeah.
your exactly. Yeah, they was
Remember that?
Your shorty.
in the 90s and you know early we had the cool names for things like that. You know, my boo, that's where my boo came from. You know,
Wifey,
Usher,
My
all
shorty.
that, wifey,
Yeah.
white Niker, you know what I'm saying? All that stuff. Like
Exactly.
But
it
then
was
it's
cool
like,
terms. And then I think like the world we live in today kind of like really put the spotlight on that, and they put it under a microscope and they turned it into where now it's a negative thing. And so I feel like you can connect with people and it doesn't always have to be a, you know, end all, this is the last person you have to be with type thing. Now, I'm not saying if you do get married, then yeah, commit to your vows. But if you find yourself with a large pool of friends that is of the opposite sex, that doesn't mean they're all situationships. You just have different levels of relationships with people, whether it's professional, personal, or
How do y'all feel
recreation
about-
fun, you know.
How do y'all feel about, and vice versa? Like, how do y'all feel about females hollering at child? And then how do you feel like, would you be a female to holler at a man? And for instance, to my fellas, if a female holler at you and she's being aggressive with you, knowing that we're the dogs and they're the cat, do you find it like unattractive? Like, nah, I don't.
Just respect
No.
my answer.
Right.
Respect my answer. Either I
It
don't. I shoot
depends,
your
like,
shot,
thirst-
but respect my answer.
Yeah,
You
thirsty
can-
is not cute, but like, you know, if it's done in a way, it's like, oh wow, you know, she caught me off guard with that. Like, that's pretty cool. And she came up with like a situation where it's like, okay, it seems interesting, so let me go for it. Nah, definitely not averse to it. That's cool.
No doubt.
Hey, make
Would
it
you holler?
easier.
You holler at guys?
I never hollered at a dude.
Word?
Not like I never like. Oh, what's up? You know what I mean? Like,
Nah,
spit
but
some line,
compliments or
like,
something.
Yeah,
Or,
like I
like,
flirt.
let
I
them
feel
know
that's
that
how
you're
girls
interested.
do it.
Yeah, that's how
right?
girls
You gotta
do it.
let
They'll
them
flirt.
know.
Yeah, definitely.
Girls
flirt.
are more
And
like
definitely
to lead you
subtle.
into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how they do it. They're not gonna just shoot their shot like
not
that.
gonna
Some
just,
will
like,
though. Some
run
will.
down
Definitely
on you.
will. But,
Yeah,
hey,
some
Especially big
will.
girls.
Yeah.
Then you shoot
Go
I
ahead.
feel like that's a
Big
little
girls let her
aggressive,
holler.
Because even
Yeah, but a
girls,
big
even
girl will
girls
holler
don't
at you
like
in a
it when
minute.
guys, like,
Listen, you gotta
come
love
down
your
on
big
you,
women
you know
too.
what I'm saying? You gotta
Definitely.
be a little bit smooth with it. Just be smooth with everything you do.
Yo, you
That's
like
it.
big girls? Y'all like big girls?
I like big girls.
Yeah,
Really
I
good.
love it.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
you know what's crazy? I posted something yesterday. This dude. I've been seeing this dude. I don't even know who it is, but him and his girl be on the gram doing videos, doing little sexy shit together, pause, whatever. But just because the dude is in it, pause, whatever. But where that what?
It's your man's.
But yo, what's I about to say again? I smoke so
The big
much.
girl.
Yeah, but yo, so he's holding her belly. You know what I'm saying? So he's holding her belly in it. So when I posted that, somebody said, "Oh, because you work out or whatever, you hit the gym. I wouldn't think that you would like big girls or whatever." But I don't know. You know, that's crazy.
Somebody
Why does
said that to me
think
too.
that- But you know what's crazy though? I took that as just looking at it last night when I was reading it. I was thinking like, damn, there might be a lot of pretty big girls who may be feeling me, whatever, and they be like, I won't say nothing. I won't shoot my shot. It's because you work out that they think that you don't like big girls.
A lot. Yeah, that happens.
Just because you know what I'm saying you work out don't mean you need somebody who works out.
Let me tell you now, like, just because you have abs doesn't mean you want somebody with abs. Like,
Most
doesn't
definitely.
mean
That should be
at
hard
all.
on hard.
Yeah, like
You know what I'm saying? You need some cushion to go
Different
along
strokes
with
for different folks.
Exactly.
But
Definitely.
you know, and just I'm glad you said that too, because I'm gonna take this time just to talk about, you know, lockdown love in the sense of that's how it is we all have our insecurities and
All of
things
us.
that we think about in our head that we don't necessarily, you know, talk to others about or show. But you know, you gotta, if you find somebody who loves you for you, you know, you work with that. You know, shout out to Emeka too, because that was his vision, was to definitely show not just women but dudes too. You know what I mean? There's guys that look in the mirror every morning and not happy with the way they look, but
Yeah.
that doesn't mean that they're not, you know, enough.
That movie shows that movie shows the female side of the heartbreak or whatever. But whether if it's female or male, it's crazy because it shows you what the fuck people go through behind the scenes when they're going through that heartbreak shit.
Yeah.
Like that girl is like fucking eating
And
like going crazy, looking in the
yeah.
mirror.
It's been amplified by what
All right, so my
you
boys
have
in the
access
movie.
Yeah.
It's called Love Lockdown. It's on Hulu
Lockdown
and
Love.
Amazon Prime. Lockdown
Look that
Love.
up.
Yeah.
Check that out.
Lockdown
It's on
Love.
Prime. Yeah.
So it's more like a message, though. You know what I'm saying? It's more like basically it's a female. They broke up. Him and the female broke up. It's a lot of texting and it's not a lot of talking. It's a lot of reading letters and stuff like that. So it's more like a message. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You have to really like get into it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So basically, he supposedly broke up with the
Don't
female.
tell everybody.
Right,
They
don't
gotta
tell
watch
them.
this.
Yeah,
man. Hold
yeah.
up, just I mean,
No. I mean,
get a
there's a lot,
synopsis.
just a little bit of it, definitely though. But you know, I'm gonna keep it real with you. It's not going.
We're gonna watch the trailer.
So basically, it's just basically the girl got her heart broken or whatever, and you know she's looking at emails and looking at old stuff that reminds them of each other, whatever, and she's just trying to figure out a way to get over it.
Well, that's the sense where I think we're quick to judge, you know, to jump to the negative, to think that people are out to do us wrong, and you know,
When you go through that shit,
but that's what
for
I'm
the next
saying.
person, you do feel
and
that
that's
way.
what-
Like,
you
I ain't
don't
trying to
know
get
people's
fucked up.
traumas and experiences, you know, in their growing up or what have you. So when they are guarded like that, I think yeah, you are quick to do that.
Have
But
you ever
I
felt
think
that
just
shit
feel-
before?
Oh yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
your
As an
heart ever
actor,
been broke
as an
before?
actor,
Like,
yeah,
fucked up?
as somebody.
I feel like everybody
personally,
has that
yeah.
one heartbreak at least.
At
Hell
least.
yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah.
Where you didn't feel like you were adequate enough, or that you know, like you had it, that person, like, why doesn't that person want me? You know,
And it's
we've
like,
all
yeah,
been
you
there.
feel like it's your fault. And it's like, damn, something's wrong with me. But sometimes it's not even the situation. Sometimes it's just, you know, both of you have outgrown each other. And you know, I feel like we're all still young enough to like have outgrown someone else, you know, because we just grew up and grew different, grew apart.
I feel like
So,
anytime
it
if
happens.
I'm ever in a relationship, I'm in a relationship in my life that did some shit like that to me in the past.
Yeah.
Whether if I'm living my life smiling, other people see me this and that, I feel like I never came back from it. I feel like I'm fucked up forever.
Over heartbreak?
Facts.
No,
I feel like
listen,
I can't
it'll-
never come back from
And
that
It'll
shit.
definitely change you, you know.
And
That's
if
real
you
life.
can,
That's you.
no, but
You know what I mean? That's-
if
you
I
gotta-
can, or if you can come back from it, I feel like it's a person or people that you mess with after that will help that heal up. But if you don't run into that person that help that heal up, I really think you fucked up forever.
You see, that's a misconception right there. You don't
you know,
need
I'm talking personally.
You don't need someone to help heal you. You feel me?
Yo, he talking personally right there. Yeah, he like,
Bruh,
we're gonna hear this
I'm telling
message.
you, you don't need someone to help heal you. You got to heal yourself because that's how you fuck somebody else up and yourself by thinking that your happiness is gonna come from somebody else. It don't. You know what I mean?
I read a book one time and it said a good thing to do is take yourself out on dates. You know,
Yeah.
it do things that you want
you
to
have
do that
to
you
be-
like to
you
do
have
and
to be
take yourself
over-
out on
I
dates.
see
You
where
know,
you're coming from though, because you could be with somebody in a relationship and be like treated a certain way, so you're used to being treated like this, so you think this is normal, and then you do meet somebody else,
Mhm.
and then it's like, oh
Wow,
shit,
you're right.
this is
Wait, we not
different.
arguing?
Oh, we're not doing this. Oh,
We're not gonna
we
argue?
can be
Oh,
like this
shit.
and not be like this. So you
That'll-
know, being
that'll
with
heal
somebody,
you.
yeah, will show you like different ways, you know, like to be with somebody and like, oh shit, we don't have to.
It's because
fight
some
every
people,
day.
like sometimes in life, you know what I'm saying, you deal with people, whatever, like say if a guy dealing with a female or vice versa, sometimes you get fucked up real bad. You know what I'm saying? You get fucked up real bad. But that person who did it to you, whatever, they living on with their life. They moving on with their life. So nowadays you see them in the pictures, the possible pictures with somebody, you know, living their life. Now they married now or had another kid now or have a house now. It's like, yo, fuck you. Fuck you.
That could have been a.
Because you know what I'm saying? I'm just speaking from
and that's
like,
the thing. We all, you might say that in your head. You know what I mean?
because my dude, when you hurting somebody, it's basically like in the movie. You see them setting sail, walking, holding hands, and you fucked up.
No, but I say, listen, that wasn't meant for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
As
how you look
beautiful
at
as
it?
yes,
That
as beautiful as that is,
wasn't
that
meant for
wasn't
me.
meant for me.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what
I
I mean?
don't
I think
Yeah,
it's just
that's
how I'm
it.
feeling that day.
Do you try your best not to bring it?
That's
You
That
try
might
your
be.
best.
You get a little. You know, you like, man, fuck.
You try your best not to bring it to the next relationship.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
'Cause-
you can't bring baggage from your old relationship into your new one. That's only
That's
gonna
not
fuck
fair.
you up.
Not
You
fair.
and them.
It's not
you
fair to
and
you
that
Not
person.
or
It's not
them.
It's not
you
for
or the
you
other
or the other.
person.
Yeah, for sure.
It's never gonna
Agreed.
But do you?
work.
All right. So,
But having the other, my bad, just having the other person understand your baggage and not necessarily say, if you have a conversation about it, that's one thing. And it's just like, okay, thanks for letting me get that out. I hope you understand. But if it's just a constant, like every time it's coming up,
yeah,
that's
that's
where it's
that's-
like you continuing,
Yeah.
you
and
beating
that's normally what
you know-
happens too. Like, you know, they keep bringing the ex up, they keep bringing the situation up. Like, listen, well, you know, I've been hurt, and you know, listen, that's not my. That's why I
We've
say
been
you
there,
better
yeah.
heal.
I think
before
you
you bring it
allowed
on.
to. I think you
Yeah.
are allowed to express that, you know, in the
It's
conversation.
gotta happen.
but then early.
It's got to happen
Yeah.
in the
Like-
beginning
In the
stage,
beginning,
and
yeah.
then leave that shit there. Like,
Yeah.
don't bring that. Don't let it linger because
Put it.
Oof.
Let's speak on it. You know what I mean? If that was a trauma that you dealt
keep
with
talking
in the
about
past,
Raekwon and all that.
I'm glad, you know, that we can speak about it because that's also like a part of the healing process to be able
Right.
to talk about it.
Get
you
it
know?
out. You
Yeah.
air it out.
Yeah,
It's out.
And then that should
That's
be
it.
where it stays.
And that's where-
it. If you
and leave it.
continue to bring it on and you know further into the relationship, I think that's your fault.
That's
you know?
because that's because they hopped up in that is because, you know, just to have a female or a male around, you feel good with that person around for
But
sex or whatever. But
see,
really
that's what they call
inside you're damaged.
That's what they
Yeah,
call a
exactly.
Can't come
rebound.
back.
That's why they call it a
Yeah.
rebound. So, like, you know, you can't. like, don't rebound with me. You know what I mean?
I'm
So
not
like,
good.
and you don't want nobody to rebound with you. So it's
Yeah.
like, you know, get up, get your shit out. You know, that's why you date, whatever you do your thing,
Mhm.
see what's there, and then come to someone real. You know,
Mhm.
that's gonna really take care of you, take care of your heart. You know, understand your plight, understand everything you've been through, and
And I feel like it's very important
you work through
to put it on the table when you first meet somebody, because you might meet somebody and they're looking at you like you're it. You about to be their wife, their husband,
and then you hit them
whatever.
with mad
And you
surprises.
looking at them like, oh, listen, I'm just using you as a little step, you know what I
Mhm,
mean, to
mhm.
like move on, to get over this one, you know.
But of course, nobody's gonna think
But
about
it's
it. People don't do that. They're not gonna tell you, listen, you're just my rebound, because then you know you're not gonna
You
get
don't
nothing.
say it in that words, but I'm very honest. Like, I'll let you know, like, listen, I just got out of something.
I think
I'm
you could
not
say that
trying
though,
to
Brittany, and dudes will be
listen.
like, all
But
right.
you're not trying.
Right?
You're not trying to go to
Bet,
no
bet,
level
yeah,
where we
yeah.
can fuck around.
And
Yeah.
then
The best quality.
what
If we
happens
say
is-
that,
The
nah,
best
they ain't
quality.
flying. They could be
When
like,
you lie,
whoa.
listen,
Nah,
yeah,
nah.
when you lie, then it's just like,
Nah, well, maybe
okay,
not so
you know
much,
what
but
I
you
mean?
know what I mean.
some dudes will take it, and some females too. They'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, me too. And then you introduce them to a vibe like, yo, your vibe is mad cool. I want this. You know what I mean? And that's, remember the last episode I said,
Uh-huh.
it's like what they're gonna do is like now keep continuously try to make it something that it's not, that it's
But
never
I'm
gonna
telling
be.
you that it's not this.
Mhm.
Boom! I just got out of something like
Exactly.
that.
But then, you know, they're still gonna try, and that's when they hit you with that ultimatum. You
And
know
then
what I
it
mean? Like,
makes
yo,
you-
listen, all right,
it
well,
makes you feel bad, like,
and it
damn.
makes you feel,
But
yeah.
I told you everything, you know, like, it's your
But you were still
decision.
messing with them on certain
And
levels, but
and
just
we
not
were
the full
still-
level.
Yeah, exactly. But
You gotta
I
be
let you
clown
know.
not to go there though.
But it's not enough for
You
some
gotta be a
people.
clown not
And
to
I-
go
and
there
I
though. That's a
respect that.
positive.
I really respect that.
That's-
If you could tell me like, yo, this is not enough, and I want more, and blah blah, blah, and I can't do this because this, then I got no choice but to respect it. But we can't go.
I'm gonna at least
you know
try to
what I'm
tap it a
saying?
few times before
You know
I
what
say that out
but-
loud.
Yo, I
You know
feel
what I'm saying?
You
But-
talking
Hey.
a nigga talking like that before he even get it? You stupid. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
So let me ask
I
y'all,
think it's different depending on.
what do you guys think a healthy relationship looks like? Because like, yo, it's very hard to find. It's very
A healthy
rare.
relationship to me looks like an open relationship.
Open relationship.
So yeah, okay, that's
Facts.
just you feel
That's
like
very cryptic
Right?
in what you said there. That's
No,
like that's kind of
it's
like
open. It's very
that's
open,
very
and
cryptic.
you understand
in
what he's trying
you
to say.
said.
This dude wants to be a swinger. He want that Will and Jada love. You want that Will and Jada love. All right. So Britt, what you think a healthy relationship looks like?
Looks like I don't know really. I don't have too many like
Examples?
Yeah, examples, you know. But I don't know. I could just like, I guess in the celebrity world that we live in, whatever,
Okay.
like I would say the closest would be like Ciara and
Okay.
That's
Russell Wilson.
I don't-
Wilson.
That's Ciara.
Dangerous.
No, I'm gonna keep it real. That-
Dangerous.
I feel
See,
like
you can't beat
I
it
don't
to.
know, 'cause
From
I don't know
VA.
them, you know
Shout
what
out
I'm saying?
VA.
But from the outside looking in, it looks good.
It looks good.
It looks
like they have
healthy.
a
Nah.
healthy family unit. You don't hear anything crazy
Mhm.
about them. You know what I'm saying?
I look
And
at that
it's easy
situation like with
to-
Ciara. Now, mind you, I respect their relationship, right? I think that it's a healthy relationship. I think it looks good on the outside. Everything. It looks beautiful. But that situation should show certain females in the world, which it hasn't seemed to show them, that, all right, I'm going for this bad guy, this Future
Oh, yeah.
rapper, lean, and you know he's into that stuff heavy back in those days. Lean, weed, just being,
Yeah,
hood nigga.
being reckless.
So that's what we say nowadays. They say, oh, these girls want a drug dealer, bad guy, certain type of a guy. Now they posting Ciara, they posting, oh, looking good, but you still doing the same shit. It still hasn't hit you. Get you a regular nigga.
Mhm.
Not that he's a regular nigga because he's an athlete, but the way he is
Get
in
you
the
a
media.
calm guy.
Yeah, like
Someone who's
Obviously,
not
that's
into-
that's
Feet
what
on
it
the
looks like.
ground,
That's what it looks like. What's working. but-
don't go for the hype. Like,
But in today's world, which we have spoke about in previous shows, what I think is like, yo, you guys, like I said, they'll have somebody in the friend zone mowing lawns, sweeping, fucking
True.
painting.
They got like
And
5
he's the
different
person-
guys for 5 different things.
Obviously, if he's doing all of that stuff, he's the person for you.
not all the time.
Not all the
though.
time. Listen,
Nah,
There has
yeah,
to be
I
a
was gonna
feeling.
say,
Well,
like
he-
just because somebody does, it might look good on paper. It might be, yeah, he's all these things. he might not be it for me. Like you need to
I
have
was
that
gonna say
feeling
the same
for
thing. Just because
somebody.
somebody
Yeah.
even does something for you, that
Yeah.
doesn't mean that you're even obligated to. Like, I just feel like, yeah, it's a individual thing. Like the system and the stereotypes and titles that people have, like, like they say when people ask you, like, yeah, what do you do for a living? It's so they know how to like address you, like how to treat you, or like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, like
That's
what
corny
you.
though.
It
Yeah,
is, but
it
it's
is.
all
It is,
I'm
but
listening
what
very clear.
it's what people do, and
Uh-huh.
so in relationships, I think it's the same thing because I know this has been talked about before. Like if you had the roles were reversed and you had a woman that was kind of like leader of the household financially and a man, could she still love that man? Like
She gonna make it her duty every time to tell him this is my shit.
but
And I feel like that is so that's fucked up though. If you have that dynamic in the house, and
But
that's
every
how y'all
time.
but
like
I just
work,
think, but
you
see,
can't do
people
shit
people
like
would
that.
people would say, oh no, like she shouldn't be with him, like it's a bad thing. But yeah, if the roles are reversed and it's a man who's well to do and the woman, like why should he settle? Like they won't say, they say, oh, he's helping her, he like brought her up, he upped her game. But it can't be the other way for a man because I just feel like
But
that's a thing.
I'm gonna
Like
keep it real with you.
if
A
you
lot of
really want
successful women,
happiness,
though, a lot of successful females. Look at Shorty Phaedra, the one
Parks.
from Phaedra Parks. Remember she was fucking with that light skinned dude or whatever the case. He went to jail and all of that type of stuff or whatever.
Mhm.
He wasn't nobody. He wasn't on her level. She's a lawyer in Atlanta doing her thing. And I've seen that a lot of females who, it seems to me, that who are successful, they'll give a bum nigga a chance.
Because it's not like
Like we
you
said.
don't really know what he's doing.
Well, if
you
you're
know
in
what
the
I mean?
It's the
entertainment,
control.
if you're in the
They get to
entertainment
control them
industry, I
now.
think it's
Yeah.
hard.
You
Like,
got to
it's
do whatever I
fun.
tell you because I'm the one, providing for you. You know what I mean?
Was you allowed
But that
yourself?
wasn't the case. This
I
dude
can
was
never
well
provide
to
for my
do as
man.
well.
I'm
Like he was
sorry.
Oh,
a
yeah?
I can't
GM
do
of
it.
like a shoe
Like,
store. Like he was like, if not multiple locations. So
Okay.
he was well to do, but just she was a brain surgeon. Can you knock that?
Exactly. Oh.
So
I mean-
like and that's what I said. I think that people wouldn't blink if it was the opposite way, but
Right.
because it is that the
Right.
woman is the breadwinner,
Yeah.
people are like, oh, like she could do better than that.
Could you
And
be
that's
with a
messed
girl
up.
that makes more bread than you?
Most definitely.
Well,
Yeah,
how would you deal with that though?
As
Would
a
it push you to
person-
try
as
to
a-
get more bread, or would you just fall back and allow it to take
No,
care of
it
you?
would definitely push. I think it should push you.
It's not about
Yeah,
falling
push
back and
you,
allowing her to.
yeah.
You just live according to your means. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's
Save
all
your
it
money.
is.
And of course you're always gonna
But-
aspire to do better.
And
But-
also too, like what Brittany said earlier, I don't mean to point, sorry, but like you should grow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just the starting point.
Mm-hmm.
And how you grow from there, like if you what Dr. Dre's wife, people are always saying, like, what did she do the whole
Right.
time? You know what I'm saying? She was with
And
Dre.
mind you,
Like,
she was a lawyer.
Right.
She's a lawyer, mind you.
but all right,
Yeah.
but okay, and that's what I'm saying. I don't really
But
know.
no,
I
but
was
she
just
did-
jokingly.
She
I
did-
don't want to get sued and shit. Like,
She,
sorry, yo, my bad.
but I feel like she's stupid though. Honestly, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it real.
But like I
2
just
mil.
think that you have to grow, you have to evolve. That's just the
Yeah.
starting point. If you can have that chemistry and grow,
I feel
that's
like
what
it's
makes
just
it
about
beautiful.
respect too. Like it shouldn't be held over anybody's head. Like, oh, I make more money than you. Man.
And
or
most of the
woman.
time
Like,
it does. Like most of the
It
time, like
does,
when
and
when a
it's-
fight comes, it's like, oh, okay, look, well, I'm taking care of you. I'm doing this and I did that and that. And
I
that.
think more
and
so
that's
the
why you
female.
shouldn't ever put.
I think
put
females will do it
yourself
more.
in a position where you could
Oh, yeah.
let somebody
agree,
say
Jeff.
that about you.
I think
Oh,
a
yeah.
female.
I
would-
agree, Jeff.
I think
Male or
because we
female.
know we supposed to be
That's
the
yeah.
breadwinners. Not saying that that's what it is, because there's a lot of successful females, lots of them
Props,
running
power,
things.
yeah.
But
Facts.
we, from the beginning of time or whatever, we supposed to be. So we just trained up to think like that. But female, when they are, you could get out quick when shit ain't going her way. You could get, you know what I'm saying? That's why I feel like you a bitch. You got to do your thing as a man. You got to have your own. You got to make money and, like, you know what I'm saying, do your thing. You can't allow them to be taking care of you and all of
I
that.
feel like as
Yeah.
a woman too, the same way you should always have your own. You should never let nobody
That's yeah.
And-
Yep.
be able to fix their lips to tell you that they
Get
did
out.
anything for you.
Or anything.
Period.
Yep.
And to
Period.
bring it full circle there
Do you
beyond
think
your
that's
question.
not? Do you think that's not submissive
what,
though?
That's what a
What do you
healthy
mean?
relationship
Do you think that
looks
when
like
there's
to
a
me.
female who's
Is
strong
what?
like that?
Two people working on that, like, you
That's
know
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I feel like
Coming-
you know, they're quiet, you know, they're to themselves, you know. Most of the time it's like no friends, and if there is friends, it's couple friends, you know, a couple, you know, other friends that are in couples, and very very little do they go out, you know, with those friends. They just do things to themselves. They work, they take care of the kids, you know. That's healthy, you know. That's just be to yourself. I feel like those people who are all over the place and, you know, they friends with
Some
everybody.
people don't like
Yeah.
boring life.
Some people,
Listen,
it depends
that's
on
not
Network-
each
boring. That's not
zone.
boring to
It's
have
each
just you and your
zone.
girl. Your girl's your best friend. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
just leave it at that. That's you and your girl, and that's it. You know, you don't need no other distractions. You don't need no other outside influences distracting y'all, and y'all just live and enjoy life.
Mhm.
You know,
But
inconspicuously.
that you know that could be a form of control.
This is
True.
no, because it's something you want to do. If you don't want to do it, then, you know, you don't do it. But, you know, what are you doing instead? Like, you know,
Mhm.
what's taking up your time? What are you interested in? Okay, you leave your girl at home, you going hanging out with the fellas. How many days a week you gonna hang out with the fellas? You know, how many days a week you gonna leave her at home, and, you know, you're not working on your relationship, or you're not working
I
on
see
getting
what you're
better.
saying.
You know what I mean?
It's different if you out there doing something productive, like getting a
Yeah.
real estate license,
Exactly.
getting
Okay.
you know what I'm
If
saying,
y'all
like
already
getting a personal
established,
training license.
if y'all already
then
established, then
you
it's a
put in
different
your
story.
efforts to something else, and she should, you know, well, not just he or she should be able to see that and say, like, you know what, this person's going for something. They set a goal and they're going after it. I gotta
Exactly.
respect that,
Mhm.
but you should also still show, you know, be there, present in the relationship.
present.
That's never
Yeah.
And that's
an
a
excuse
problem.
to not
present
be.
in your
That's a
relationship.
problem.
Yeah.
Like, people just want to escape. Like, they'll work, you know, extra shift excessively just so they could be out the house, and they, you know, they only deal with their partner
If
at
it gets
nighttime.
to that point, you shouldn't be with that person.
And like we said in episode 2 or 3, was it that a lot of people just be with someone because of, you know, circumstances. It's
Comfortability.
comfortable.
You live with that
You
person.
know that
You
person,
guys have bills already.
all
and
of
stuff
that,
like that.
and even kids involved,
Everything's an
like just
excuse,
said.
though. Yeah.
That's hey, to a certain extent. I think everybody just don't want to be sleeping around. So it's
That
like
too.
That's a fact.
That too.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
Comfortability.
saying?
You know, you're
comfortability.
comfortable with that
Mhm.
person already, and
What
you don't
goes
want to
into
be sleeping
a
around.
situationship. That's what leads into a situationship. You don't want to be fucking everybody, so you
A
dealing with this
relationship
one
can turn into a
person.
situationship too.
True.
It's a fact.
But like you were saying earlier, just the whole question or whatever. I feel like the situationship can turn into a relationship depending on like what the person is doing. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, us guys, sometimes you just get around a female, chilling, shit that she says, something she might do, something she say, the way she touch you, whatever the case may be, and then it just hits you, like, oh shit. You
Like,
dig what
you
I'm
know
saying?
Mm-hmm.
You might be the one.
Most,
actually.
you know,
Mhm.
you don't go into it at first possibly thinking that,
Yeah.
but something that they do, like I said,
And I think just you hitting a good point for all the guys out there. If you feel that, let it be known. But then, like, once you let it be known, you gotta respect the decision, respect the answer.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
like you have to know that it could go either way. And if you want to go down the stalker route, you know what I'm saying, you ain't gonna get nothing.
Yeah.
That ain't gonna work out for you. But if you know, or if you fall back too much, you know what I mean, or if
Yeah.
shit start getting weird, things, because you know
That's
sometimes
true.
people will say that, like, oh, things just got weird,
Uh-huh.
like, and it's like,
Mhm.
well, how did it
That's
get
a-
weird?
That's
You
a
know what
big
I mean?
fact.
And
Like,
a lot
oh,
of the
no,
times
it
things
just
get
got
weird.
and then like that
so
happens.
you know what I mean? Like, I think definitely it's just, you gotta, if you feel that one day it's just like, dang, something hit you, shoot, as they say, shoot the shot.
Shoot your
But
shot.
respect what's gonna come. You know what I'm saying? You gotta respect what comes afterwards.
yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
Oh, by the way, just like, I don't know, kicked in.
It kicked in.
Kicked
Like
in.
that?
Oh, that
Yeah.
thing.
Shout outs to Brett.
Nice
Shout out to
CBD.
You know, show it and, like, you know, explain that a little bit.
Oh yeah, I make edibles. I have a CBD product line. I do lotions, oils, and stuff like that. And I also make THC edibles. So this is, I don't know where the camera is.
Right there, straight ahead.
So this is Reese's. I have a bunch of different flavors. I do brownies, cakes, birthday cakes. I do infused foods.
I don't do this stuff.
Yeah, but all my stuff is pretty strong.
So be careful. If you want to
Yeah.
know, you know, you follow her on Instagram. You want to give them your Instagram?
Instagram at Nice CBD and or Brit Be Nice.
Okay. Now I got a question for y'all. Like, you know, do y'all find it harder to date as we get older?
I think so, because like I don't know. I feel like you know more what you want, so it's like you cut the bullshit. So it's like I don't know. I feel like at a
Get straight to
younger,
the point.
yeah,
So you
younger
think that
me.
makes it harder?
I don't know. It does
I
because
think
it's
that
just
makes
like
it easier.
no, it's just like I can't fuck with you. Nah, like
Yeah,
I
you
don't know.
easy. I find myself easier to cut people off. Like, oh no, she's
Yeah,
breathing wrong.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
any
Like,
little thing now. It's
And
just
also
like you
you're
know
more
what you
hip.
want. Yeah, so it's
You're
just
more,
like
you know,
damn.
you're
so I
more.
think she's saying
you're
it's
a
harder
vet.
in the sense of,
Maybe
you
finding
know,
somebody.
narrowing it down to
Yeah.
this is what I like, this is what I want.
The success rate.
A lot of
Yeah.
people get to the point. A lot of people get to the point where you're at nowadays. As you get older, now a lot of people will get to the point where you're at. He even said he's to the point where you're at. He said that he's a male saying that.
Yeah.
So if I'm whether if it's on the gram, real life, wherever, and nowadays I'm gonna say Facebook, the gram, and all of that because that's the way of the world. You know what I'm saying? These
Yeah.
are dating
Mhm,
sites.
mhm.
Like we said last time, Facebook and all is a dating site. They turned it into something else, but really, that's what it really was. So if you see something you like, weeks go by, you you seen how she's moving, and I'm speaking from the man's point of view. You seen how she's moving, you liking the way, you're like, damn, I want to holler at that. And in your mind, JD, in your mind, you're like, I will treat this right. The sexiness is there, the beautifulness is there enough for me to say, you will be my joint. I will treat you right.
Mhm,
So, however, you can shoot your shot with the confidence, or you could shoot your shot with the little DM playing around, joking, because we
funny.
play little stupid
Yeah.
funnies. Hopefully, that she grabs it. Point being, you can't make people feel how you feel. So if she doesn't grab it and she doesn't feel that way, so be it. Now, in your mind, you're the one. Like, I will treat you good. Everything, all of this TV shit, all of the shit that you hear in the songs, your beauty to me, you know what I'm saying? You wouldn't fully know unless you're able to be around them because you could be a headache. That's the next level. We're talking about just the first when I see you level. If I shoot my shot and I go to holler at you and you not pick, how the fuck we ever gonna get to the next level?
Right.
How the fuck you ever? So it does make it harder nowadays to answer your question because if it's a bunch of magnets on the opposite side that's just not gripping. Remember they taught us that in school?
Mhm.
That's my
North
favorite.
and south.
And boom, it grip. When it grip, it grip. But it's always, it's always something that make it go the opposite thing. And that's what makes it harder nowadays. You know what I'm saying? You feel that way as a man. She feels that way as a woman. Me personally, I'm open to whatever. If me at this point, now I have felt those ways in the past. You dig what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like it's harder, is because it's like, yo, bitch, let me love you, Mario. Like Mario, let me love you, Mario voice. Like you should let me love your fucking ass. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that was that was
I
a
can't
jam,
sing
though.
it. I can't sing it in no songs. I'm not the R&B. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask y'all. What questions would you ask now as we get older? We're more precise in what we want to do and what we want to say and stuff. So what questions would you guys ask on the first date?
First date.
Especially you being as a female, you need to know what's important to like ask them to know if this guy is going to be the guy or if he's just a
Right. I feel like
waste
I don't
man.
have any like strategic questions that
Mhm.
I ask, but I just kind of like get a feel for you, like just how
What
you
about-
are. Like,
What about what like as many kids as he got and stuff like
yeah,
that turn
like
you off?
kids, like it doesn't.
But would you
necessarily
really ask
turn-
him that? Would you
I
just
don't- I
like come
don't-
off the break and ask him
I
that?
never
How many
asked
kids you got?
about kids like off rip because I feel like if you do have kids, you'll tell me. You know what I'm saying? And if I have to ask you about
Right.
the kids, that's
That means,
a
that's a
flag
definitely a
right
negative, 'cause
there.
if you're not
Yeah,
showing-
I gotta ask you about the kids,
Okay,
like,
fellas,
that
I
take
feel
means
like-
notes.
that-
Take
that means
notes
that-
on that.
I feel like I
Shady,
understand what
I
you're
know
saying.
you-
Like it's not about
Just be
asking
upfront.
questions, but seeing the vibe.
Yeah.
And if that vibe turns you off, then you're turned off. Because you can ask anybody questions and they can lie to you.
Exactly.
I think
or
it's just
just the
don't-
truth.
Just don't make it like a job interview.
Yeah.
You
Right,
know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
Like, just
don't
don't
be
make it
like,
like
okay,
a job
where do
interview.
you work?
Yeah.
What do you like?
Okay,
you know,
so maybe
just
let me
like-
rephrase the question. Maybe not ask questions, but what are you looking for? What are you looking at during the first date? What you looking at?
I'm looking at like just how you are, and like how do you treat people around you? Like if
Yes.
we're out at a restaurant, how you treat the waiter or waitress, or
Oh, I'm
how
glad
do
you said that.
how do you interact with other people? You know, things like
Are
that.
you a
I think-
genuine asshole? Like,
Yeah.
Well, it's just like, you know, people always gonna want to show their best first impression. You know what I mean? And it's weird because like you could be in a bar and you could accidentally like overhear people having a conversation, and you could tell, oh, that's a first date. Because you can tell by how they're
It's
talking, like,
Mhm.
well, I do this.
They're very
and I
shy
like
with
this.
each other.
Oh,
and
I got
very-
a cousin that likes it, you know, like it. So it's
Mhm.
kind of like they're trying to
Introduce
compare and
themselves, yeah.
contrast, and it's just, you know, like you can always see that. So I think the less you can do that, the better, because then you can actually see the person for like who they are rather than who they're trying to like show you.
Well, I know people will get disgusted at certain. Well, I don't want to say disgusted, but people will think certain type of responses is like, damn, you know, that's cliche. Why would you say that? That's natural, but like, is we fucking?
Yeah, and if you on a Tinder date,
Yes.
you might get that though. You
So
might.
y'all laughing, making more
That-
funny.
that's
Someone
true.
said, someone
Facts.
said, "Don't date, problem solved."
Facts, yeah.
It's
But
so
we-
it's really it's hard.
What do you?
It's
What are
hard.
your needs? You know what I'm saying?
Y'all like to make people laugh. When y'all laugh, that shit made it more funny. Was
That-
we fucking?
that's what isn't
You know
that
what I'm saying?
episode 1? I think you said that episode.
Is we
I
fucking?
know you said they still fucking.
I mean, at the
You
end of the day, my dude, no, because think about it like this, my dude.
They
I'm
still
gonna
fucking.
say 50-50. I'm gonna break it down in half instead of saying 60. I ain't gonna say 60-40, 70-30, none of 50-50. Just because
That's a cliche
you go
too.
out, right? You on the first date or whatever, you making a female laugh, you're having a good time, you know what I'm saying? Take out the dance, take out the eat, whatever. You're having a good time. If you able to get the draws, if you able to take it to
Just
that
press-
level,
Press close.
if you able to get it to that level off the rip, then that means you did a good job on a date. You said all the things you had to say. You made her feel as comfortable as she needed to be to take it to that level. So you passed a lot of tests off the rip. Now, mind you, they don't want to do that because they don't know if they're going to get played, or a nigga don't want to see them the next day, whatever the case may be. But you know what I'm saying? You know, some
It's
niggas get
2021. I think
But
women
what
can
if-
do that.
yeah,
I
but
think
what
women
if-
can do that.
what
If
if,
a woman wants to
What if she
have,
set you up for that?
I
What
was
if
about to
she
say,
set you
yeah,
up
if
to
she
go
wanted to
you know
get
what I'm saying?
hers
She
and-
Guess
wanted to
what?
just do
Guess what?
something real
And tell you,
quick
don't
and,
call
like,
me.
Yeah.
Guess what? That's either gonna be one or two things. It could only happen one way, one
The
reason.
chances of that happening is slim. But yeah.
Why?
Because I feel no.
No,
Of
tell
what
me why.
we were saying of
Oh.
like of it being like where
Like
she
the
said
But
girl.
if
she
she
wanted
does
to get
that-
hers.
But if she does that, why?
She already
Oh,
had it in her
it said-
mind.
Nope.
No, he was saying
You
it's
ain't
one
tapped
of
the
two
drawers
ways.
right.
Oh, wait.
Facts,
You ain't
facts.
tapped the drawers
Yep,
right.
yep,
You
yep,
tap the
yep.
drawers right, you're gonna get
You ain't
another.
getting a second
You
chance.
always gonna get a
Facts,
second
facts,
time,
facts,
a third time. And like I said, she might be keeping you at arm's distance,
Yep.
not wanting you to be her man. This
But
nigga
she
made
gonna
me
let you
come.
fuck.
Cause niggas don't be making yo. Once you fuck, if you fucking with
But
shorties,
that's true though.
once
See,
you pull that come out, you got a better chance of getting it. Because you never know how many people be fucking shorties and they not making them come and shit like that, or niggas more so for self. So once you doing that and you pulling that out of them, you
there's
in there
people-
for a long
Eddie,
time to come.
Eddie Murphy said it. Ooh.
Yeah, you pull that,
Gotcha.
pull that out. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha
Then you in
now.
there for a long time to come. So anyway, like I was saying, she don't want you to just be spanking it, which you got to be a stupid nigga. Unless maybe what the pussy stink, the pussy dry, whack. Which if you make it, if she's turned on by you, most likely it's gonna be good, regardless. Ain't no such thing as whack pussy. The pussy is whack is because she's not turned on by you. Period. There's no such thing as no whack pussy. You dig? There's such thing as stinky
Words
pussy.
by Just.
Let's keep it riggedy.
Right.
Let's keep it riggedy.
Somebody's gonna like it. You know what
Somebody's
I'm
gonna-
saying?
My dude,
you know,
lick it.
somebody will.
All
You
right,
dig?
so now because I gotta move on.
On
from
to
that.
the next.
So
Yo, that piece shit.
what's your definition of true love? True love. What's your definition of it?
You true love, like me, I know I have true love for somebody in relationship or regular life if I go out my way for them. Meaning like when you know you truly love somebody, when it's like you feel bad when you couldn't come through for them when you wanted to. Like if a female's like, I need you to really come through for me this day, whether if it be pay a bill or whether if it be I need you to be on time this day, and you wasn't able to make it for a certain reason. When you feel guilty about it, like, damn, I wasn't able to come through, you know you really have true love for them. Because if you like, nigga, I ain't show up, I don't give a fuck,
Mm-hmm.
then you know I don't got no love for you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't show up, I ain't want to show up. When you start
middle
feeling,
button
when you start feeling guilty
on the bottom. Yeah. All right, go ahead.
when you start feeling guilty about shit, is when I feel.
Yeah.
You know what
So,
I'm
so
saying?
Britt, what
I
you
feel
feel
you.
real love is?
I feel like the same thing when you start feeling like, damn, like you don't want to do certain things. Like, I don't want to do that. Like, I could, there's like a little get together, certain people gonna be there, and you just like, I'm not even gonna go because I don't even want to put myself in that position. When you start thinking about the other person before your own like normal selfish shit, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's to me because I be selfish sometimes, you know what I mean? So it's like if I start doing things out of my way for you, and I'm sorry because if I love somebody, it takes me a while to love somebody, but when I do love somebody, like it's real. So it's like I'll notice I don't do the same things that I do. Like I'll stop doing certain things, and it's not like, oh, like all at once, like, oh, I can't do that. I just like little by little, I just start seeing myself like, nah, I won't do that no more. I'll stop doing this, or like, trying to be, you know tap into like the things that they like. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Trying to like you said, like if they needed you to be somewhere for them, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna make sure that I'm there. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I'm like a forgetful person, so I'll just be like, yeah, I'm coming, and then but like for you, I'll be there. You know what
A
I'm
lot of
saying? That's
people
how
don't
you
even
know I
like to
love
get
you.
to that level.
Well, see, that's what I was just gonna say. One word: understanding.
Yeah.
If you understanding where somebody's coming from, even if you don't like it, even if you don't agree with it, but you understand it,
Mhm.
that's love. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Rather than just being disregarded, because you know what I mean. Like you said, if somebody ain't
Yeah.
worth it, you're
You
not
just
gonna.
like,
Or you
yeah,
feel like
you
you're
just
being a
like
sucker for
whatever.
love.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Oh
mean,
man,
that's a whole
that's
nother
that's
thing.
that that's just like when you're really lusting after somebody and more than they are for you, and you just doing sucker shit
Or like they say,
to
love
keep
is
it.
blind.
Yeah.
Like it'll have you. You don't see the things that other people are seeing. Like, yo, this person's taking advantage of you, or
Mm-hmm.
yo, this person's playing
and
you.
that's
But
and that's a big thing too, because if you have like a tight circle around you, your friends, like, and the people that you care about will see it. Like they'll catch on very fast before you, because sometimes you be like caught up, like, like shorty's bugging, or like he's doing this or whatever. But you can't really, like, I'm the type of person, I don't like to listen to other people, like, you know what I'm saying? Even though there's like my close friends, yeah, I'll have your opinion to a certain extent, you know what I'm saying? But
mhm.
I gotta see it for myself. I'm just like that type of person.
Yeah, because at
But
the end of the day, that's your man. You know what I mean? And
exactly.
you can't tell me nothing about
But
my significant
people,
other.
but you do get caught up sometimes, and you be like, so I don't know, tunnel vision on a person that you might not be able to see some shit that other people might see too. So it's like,
Mhm.
I don't know.
No,
Just
yeah.
like,
So you have to really trust the person that's telling
yeah.
you advice. Like, okay, you know what you're talking about. But a lot of the times it comes from a person who's single,
Yeah,
and it
that's the
feels
thing.
like
Yeah, it's just like,
oh, they just
feels
hating.
like you a little bitter. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know.
That's what I mean. It happened with me where like I felt like person was bitter and they just telling me because they want. All right, let's all be single.
Yeah, so it's like
Mm.
you gotta,
Mm.
but
Misery loves
you
company.
got
Is what
Misery
real
you
ones.
said.
loves company.
That's your
Exactly.
real ones around you. You know what I'm saying? Like I got real ones around me. So if somebody told me something, I'm definitely okay. Really? Like, all right, I'm gonna look into that. I'm not gonna jump on it, but I'm gonna definitely look into
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yeah, you always gotta understand who the source is.
and like how knowledgeable are they in relationships? Because a lot of
Yeah.
people, like, even like, you think sometimes your parents are knowledgeable and sometimes they're not. Sometimes, like, I don't want to make the same mistakes my parents made, so I'm
Oh
not going
my
to be
God,
taking
yeah.
advice from them
Some
about,
of us seen our parents never with anybody anyway.
you know what I
so
mean?
how you gonna
But still, a lot of
only
True.
people
advice you could give is
a lot of people take advice from their parents who are single parents, and it's like, you think they're coming from a place where it's like, I experience, but sometimes it's like,
I mean, how a lot of that, and this has come up in the past year and a half more so, but it's been ongoing, of course, about like systemic breakdowns of the family of households, you know, in order to have it to where it is like that, you know. And that's where it comes a generational thing, because it just continues on.
Yeah, like the generational curses. Like you got to break from those. You have to
Mhm.
understand
You-
what's good
How
and
can
bad
you-
and what to
how
take
can
from
you-
them.
First, you
If
have
you
to
try to holler at
yeah.
a female, if you go up to a female and you holler at a female, you're trying to get with her, you think she's beautiful and everything, you
Mhm.
want her to be your girl.
Mhm.
If she overlooks you and says no, how do you break the generational curses?
There's more.
You're doomed
There's
from
plenty of fish
scratch.
in the sea, man.
Right.
You gotta
You're
keep
doomed
it
from
pushing.
scratch.
Nah, but I think that raises a good point though too. Is like you have to understand the dynamics of, you know, your partner's family and home life too, and where they come from. You know,
Exactly.
and how does that play into it because of who they are. Are you gonna, just because you might get along, like, you know, outside of either in work or school or wherever y'all met, that doesn't mean that you're gonna automatically assimilate right into their
So you think they
family
could still be
dynamic.
positive coming from toxic household?
Hmm?
Do you think that it could still be a positive thing from somebody coming from a toxic
Yeah,
household?
because they're gonna be tough. They're gonna be thick skinned.
Some people,
They gonna,
some
you know what
people
I'm saying?
take it differently.
They
Some people learn
not
from
gonna get
experiences.
played.
And
They
if
not
you-
gonna get played. Those people don't get played.
And if you with
you know?
somebody that grew up in a, like, you know, mother, father, there, beautiful white picket fence house, or somebody that has, you know, been through broken house,
And
whatever,
seen the
Divorce,
struggle.
seen
divorce.
struggle,
You know,
they're
like
they're holding on to like a different type of, like you said, they're just like, they're gonna be a little bit more stronger, more like, you know, like
More
guarded,
resilient.
yeah, more guarded up. And you gotta, you know what I'm saying, you can't just because you grew up in this situation, you can't think everybody's like that, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
and that's
Everybody
a
went
problem.
through different things.
That's a
Yeah.
problem in like a lot of relationships because you expect them to know
it's selfish, man.
That's a
What
It's
big
you-
selfish.
problem.
what
It's
you
selfish.
went through and what you've grown, how you grew up. And a lot of people grow up differently. You know, even come from the same hood, you still grew up different in different cultures, whether it be different cultures, different hoods, different backgrounds, different you know, races.
I
A lot
try
of
to
things
take
is
heed
different.
to. I try to take, not all the time because I'm not perfect, but I try to. My friends who come up differently in different households, they think differently. Because JD, you're one of them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've been
Facts,
knowing my boy since
facts.
I'm 13.
Likewise,
I know,
my
you
bro.
know, we definitely come up in different type of households and everything. But just because they come up that type of way, and my boy right here, we said that in the past. I could tell by the way sometimes he expressed about relationships and things that he's been through, or certain ways that he expects somebody to be, a female to
Passion.
be, could be where you come from and how you come up. You know
I
what
feel
I'm
like
saying?
that's 100% where you come
So
from.
I personally, I try to add that to my style a little bit. I'm not going to take everything that they say and say, oh, I agree 100%. But, you know, if I wasn't thinking that way and then they said it, you know, I might be driving or just
It hits
chilling.
you. Yeah,
and they
it'll
like,
hit you.
I ain't gonna lie, they was right about that. Whatever, you know what I'm saying?
It happens.
Because like I said, we don't always, everybody who comes on the show with us and we talk to all of this and that, we're not always gonna see the same way. We're not
Yeah.
always gonna feel the same way. But like I said, just because I don't feel how you feel that day, I might later on be like, oh yeah, they was right. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm
It's just
saying?
an understanding. It's just trying to, especially if that's the person you want to be with, you should try to understand where they're coming from. Like, not just be so selfish and like, oh, well, I grew up like this, so I know it's like this. You
Mhm.
don't know what they went through.
Mhm.
So the better that you try to understand that person, the better your relationship.
Right.
And also understand that your ways are not always right.
Exactly.
And things you grew up with are not always the best.
Exactly.
And some people need to break from that, like thinking that, okay, you know, well, my mom and dad used to do this, so this is what we should do. Like, absolutely not. Like, you know what I mean?
But
Yeah.
to a certain extent, like that's what makes you who you are.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But just don't be more open minded.
But
you know,
yeah, a
what I'm
lot of people like to
don't have
enforce it. Like, no,
Yeah.
this is the way because my parents did this, and they're
that's
still
not-
together.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think you
Whoa.
have to show who you really are, but then also as somebody, if you're the person who's, you know, like listening to that, you should accept the fact, like, oh, that's
Acceptance,
cool,
yes.
but like,
Yeah.
I think fair play comes in where it's like, okay, I come in with this, I come in with that, and I suggest this, or I suggest that. And if you're open to it, then cool. If you're not, then we do our own thing. You got to formulate
Yeah.
your own way of a relationship, not live off of what your parents used to, because we're not your parents. You know what I mean?
nah,
Exactly.
You're not your
definitely
parents,
not.
and I'm definitely not your
You don't
dad.
wanna
Definitely
be.
not.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm
because,
not
you know,
that cool.
first of all, they
Nah,
come from a different generation too.
Yes.
You have to
totally
remember
different.
that. Like, they come from a generation where, you know, the
no
wife,
social media.
no social media. The
you
wife
was where
was
you was.
the
Yeah.
wife was more obedient to the father. And that is definitely not the case this in this lifestyle. You know what I mean? So you can't have your cake and eat it too. So women sometimes
When you
will
say
be like,
obedient, when you said like use the word obedient,
they
you
would
use it-
listen. They would, you know,
and
what
that's in a positive way. Listen, or he just had to.
I mean, listen,
because you got to
it's-
look at
it's up
what
to you
they
to
saw,
determine. Yeah,
what they saw from their parents.
it's up to you to
What
determine if
what
it's
they
positive.
saw.
You know, if you see, you know, because sometimes you'll see their relationship. You'll see a couple of old folks, and he's like screaming at her, and it looks like he's like her father in a way, but in a sense, she needs that. In a sense, she wants that.
And she doesn't. And she.
And
And
some-
no talk back.
There's no talk back.
I
but-
like a little talk back.
Yeah, but see, exactly, which is different. You know what I mean?
A modern woman.
I like a
feel
little
like-
slap here and
I
there.
feel like
Oh,
there's
Put me
like
in my
the-
place.
Nah, that's where we differentiate. Cause
No, I'm just kidding.
Don't
There's
nobody-
like the head and the neck thing,
you're
you know
not
what
gonna
I'm saying?
slap me in the face.
I like a
There should be
little
no
slap.
period, but like the head and the neck thing, like the man is the head, the woman is the neck. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like I definitely believe that even if being independent woman, everything, whatever, I do feel like I still
A man
want
should
my
lead,
man
to lead, yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
hell yeah,
I'm
hell yeah,
not.
hell yeah, hell yeah.
I want my man to wear the pants, everything, but that doesn't mean he's gonna yell at me.
You're
He's
not-
gonna be
yeah,
like,
you're not a
"You
doormat.
just-"
You're
Exactly.
not a
Do it
That's why
to
females don't
an
be like
extent,
them.
you know.
That-
But
and
do it
that's what
to
I
your-
said.
Exactly.
It's an extension of what are the roles of the household,
You see?
which were set
now-
from
but now,
generations before.
What if he's like, well, my parents, my mom listened to my dad, so you must listen. You know what I mean?
But see
What-
that you
Yeah,
can't
it's
so that
Exactly.
it's
I'm
an
not your
evolution.
pops.
Exactly.
It's an
Exactly.
evolution
Okay,
of growth.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's
That's
a
when
new
it
time,
changes.
and I mean you can see that. You can say that about hip hop. You can say that about a lot of different things. Sports. Look at how athletes took in the 1980s. Look at how seriously they took condition and training and things like that. Whereas to now, you got cats putting millions of dollars into their bodies. So it's just same thing with relationships. And back in the day, I think it was those were the set roles, and then but as time has evolved, it's changed.
How do you
think-
feel about a female with a fake body, like work done to her body? I wouldn't want to say fake, but work done.
I don't. To me, that's her body. I don't feel any type of way other than, I hope that you feel that you're beautiful and that you're enough. Honestly, because I feel like why you can do what you want. People have no rhyme or reason. Sometimes they do of what they do, but I think for me personally to say this makes me feel type like why would you do that to your body? Who am I to say?
No,
that?
just but like even just coming in, like you meet a girl and you see that, is that one of the is that a turn off for you? Like if you just met her,
if it
It
nah.
what do you
depends
think
on
of
the
a
work.
girl?
I was gonna say if it
Let's
looks
say-
good,
let's say-
it looks good.
Let's say she
You
got her
dig?
face
Like,
done, her nose, her cheeks, her ass.
If I find
Are
it
you saying it looks
attractive,
bad?
I find it attractive. I
Yeah.
don't care how it
Are
got
you
that
saying-
way. If I find it,
I'm gonna be
if I
honest with
find
you.
it attractive and it arouses me and it just does it for me,
and you could
Yeah.
be
so
with someone
be it.
like
So
that
be
as
it.
well.
So be it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
But now that has nothing to do with the personality. You just talking about physical looks.
But
That's-
do you
has
think
to-
that like someone who does all that, do you feel like they're a little too self-conscious about themselves,
That's
and
what I
that
wanna- that's the
you know
part
what
I
I mean,
want
that they that like
It could
'Cause-
be a
'cause
possibility.
remember,
You don't know that why. That's what I said. You don't know why they made
so would
that
you consider
decision.
it a flag?
Maybe somebody talked them into it. Maybe it wasn't them.
That
but,
see,
you know
and
what I'm
that's
saying?
another
Maybe
thing. So
it's-
can someone talk you into changing what's in your body?
yeah,
Because listen, like
definitely. They got TV shows on that shit.
I had a friend that like she was very self-conscious about her nose, very self-conscious, and I said, listen, you're beautiful. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I love your nose, and I feel like you're fine. You find the way you are, but that's your business. If you want to change something in you, because you feel that it's not something you like to see every day you wake up. That's perfectly fine. I think the reasoning is more important than all the work being done.
Psychological.
You could-
Everything else.
You can go get your body done. Good doctor. It looks good. You look beautiful. Men say you look beautiful. The gram says you look beautiful. It looks beautiful. But for you to go do that in the first place is some type of emotional problem on the inside.
Mm.
Regardless. Because don't get me wrong, you have a right. My mom even said that before. Hey, just we live in a world where if you don't like something about yourself, go pay to get it fixed. So when your own mom says something like that, you're like, damn, you're right. So she even agrees, like, yo, if you don't like something about yourself, go get it taken care of. But the thing about it is, your self-love and your self-confidence can probably never. You can make it in front, but it can never be on the level of somebody who just like their self naturally.
Yeah.
Whether if it was
Yeah.
I
flat
agree.
ass,
I agree.
flat tits,
I agree.
they kept themselves the way they was naturally.
There's no
It
mask.
looks good.
There's no mask. Yeah.
It looks good. I will date, love it, whatever. But it's still something on the inside.
Would you want a girl to tell you that she got it done before? What if she never told you and then like you found out like later on?
You know, that's a good question.
You think
because
they
we're on
should
a
tell
show
you?
of questions.
Nah,
But you'll
I
know.
don't-
it wouldn't bother me either way.
We're on a show
But
of
would
questions,
you
but
feel
you'll know
like-
when you see it.
would
You'll
you
know.
feel-
You
would
can
you-
tell if
no.
like ass is fake because it's like hard, right? It's like
I don't
Nah,
know.
it's not always
I
hard.
don't know either.
It's not always
I
hard.
don't-
It
But would
feels
you
a
feel
little-
like,
You
okay,
didn't- I
you
feel
lied
you
to
could
me,
definitely
like, or
tell.
would
Nah,
you?
nah.
No,
It's
you
on
wouldn't feel like it's a
purpose
lie to you
sometimes.
No.
if they didn't tell you that they got their
No.
some work done.
Hey, if they never told you and you've been spanking it all that long, you
Yeah.
never knew till they said it.
Doesn't
it's just
matter.
You
What
don't
if
have
you
to
have a-
tell me. I didn't even
What
know.
if you have a kid with her and then you find out her nose wasn't even what you?
It's all good.
Yeah,
It's
like
all
I
good.
would
Yeah,
understand.
yeah, I
It's
wouldn't
all
trip.
good.
I
I
wouldn't
think
trip.
I think
about
it gets bad like when it gets excessive. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody realistically has something that they don't like about themselves, whether it be big or small. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Mhm.
So if you have the money, like say it's to your nose, like that's probably nothing to somebody. You just get their nose fixed, right? Boom, But like now, if you're getting your nose fixed, and you want to get your eyes and your face go back, and then this and this, you're finding things. I feel like that's a big.
And
red
remember,
on the
flag.
inside.
remember, those things are maintenance jobs. Like you
Yeah, it's
must
just
keep
like-
up with those. Those are not just okay. You
It's
one
not
time.
gonna
and-
last forever.
Yeah,
it's not
exactly.
one time thing. It's like a monthly. You have to go and
Exactly.
keep up with that.
And it's just like I don't know. You should just want to fix yourself. Like you should just be happy with yourself. Like, but hey,
Because
like
at the end of the day, your
I'm
kids
not-
are
To
gonna.
each his own.
I'm not,
Your kids are gonna
to each
come out
his
the
own.
old
I'm
you,
not-
you know what I
I'm
mean?
not
Yeah.
hating on anybody who
Oh,
feels
definitely
like,
not.
because there's people that genuinely feel better when they fix that one little thing. The whole life is different. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Do that. If that,
No, but I
if that
think-
was, if that's what you do to make yourself feel better, if that's gonna make you feel better, go ahead, do that. Like I'm not.
Like you said though, it can get addicting, and that's
But-
when you have to really look
You
at
date a girl-
somebody's
You date a girl with a fake body?
like a whole body or
Yeah.
just like a part. like
Nigga,
a mannequin?
fake
You
leg.
want me to date a mannequin?
There's
Fake
some girls,
legs.
no, there's some girls that get everything done,
I mean, well, yeah, and so
head to toe.
you know what I mean? Like if that's what consumes you and that's all you are is just your body, then no, I probably wouldn't. We could go out on a date,
What
but
if
it
she
probably
got
wouldn't
all
lead
that
to
and still a
anything.
good person?
But so then that's what I'm saying. Then that the good person and the chemistry
Yeah.
trumps all of your, you know what I mean? Like all of that. To me personally, I'm
Yeah.
not speaking for all the dudes. They could be like whatever, but
I
to
just
me
don't like
personally,
sometimes
I
it could
feel
be,
like
bad
it's
surgery.
I've seen a lot of bad surgery. That's
I don't
why
like the
said-
bad
and that's what I
surgery.
said. But those, and so that's when I feel like you have to question someone's psychological. They're
Yeah.
doing
Because,
it
Come on, yeah.
for a
sometimes
reason,
sometimes it's not just one surgery. Sometimes like, oh no, I want this fixed now, and I want to alter this, and then
That's- yeah.
or they
Just-
want to
and then-
look like a celebrity,
Or
or
like
they
a
want to,
certain-
you know,
they
like
have a
it's
certain
just-
thing in their mind, and I think that's the problem. When you
Eh.
have something in your mind that's like, oh, I want to be that, like you're already something. You
I'm
know
glad
what
you
saying?
said that.
Like,
Exactly.
self-talk
You
in your
should-
own head is very
Yeah.
important. And so
Mhm.
if someone is looking in the mirror and they might not say it verbally, they might not say it to their friends, but in their own head, their thoughts of that doesn't look good.
This is
or,
what people
that's
say to
not
them.
right.
It's
Yeah,
people.
it's self-talk.
Yeah,
It's very important. If you wake
yeah.
up every day and you have negative thoughts in your head about your own self, man, you know what I'm saying? Like
Because
talk
people
to
be saying
somebody.
stuff to like if
know
you
what I
got
mean?
if you're a
Like,
female,
it's not good.
you know what it comes from.
It's
When it comes to
powerful.
females, with females, I feel like it comes more so from their friends, their homegirls, rather than men. But in the world, they'll say, "Oh, it's men." But
Mhm.
I feel like a female, they even when they're around another female, they just like, "Shut your flat-chested ass up, girl," or something like that. Little boy chest,
Nah,
girl,
you
or
right,
whatever.
Jeff.
So it's like
I agree.
they do that. That's how
it's more
remember back in the
it's more
day.
prevalent
You know
on
what's
women.
crazy? Remember
Yeah.
back in the day? It's so crazy how the world changed. Remember there was a time that your mom or your sisters or somebody be like, a joke to another female will be, "Shut your fucking ass up. That's why you ain't got no man."
Yeah.
Mhm.
You notice that they don't say no shit like that no more. Like, oh, because Because now they saying like, yo, I'd rather not have a man. But back that used to be, remember your mom used to be like, your own mom or somebody, get your ass out the house, go get some dick or some shit like that. Go get you a man.
Who does he know? Like, what?
Yo, you seen
Who
it? You
says
seen it?
that?
Yo, you
Your
living
mama
with your
wasn't
mom?
saying that.
Of course, my mama wasn't saying that. I ain't gay. You dig? Shit. You know what I'm saying?
Not you, fool.
No, I know what you mean. I
I'm
know what you mean. I'm just joking around. I'm just joking around. But you know what I'm saying? They say that like, girl, man, yo, and they used to say that it'll be among a bunch of them like, yeah, girl, that's why she ain't even got no man and stuff like that. Used to be like an actual joke.
She can't keep
Women
one.
rather
Can't
that
keep a
right
man.
now.
She can't keep a man. Yeah.
Yeah,
That used to be, yeah. I think amongst women, yeah, they would be like,
I
can't
feel like
keep a
when it
man,
comes
so
to-
it's like you're inadequate.
Like-
Think
Like
about
you
it.
have
When it comes to-
inadequacies that's not adding up to you
I want to
keeping
touch
a
on this
man.
later. I want to touch on this later. When Steph comes back, and hopefully, definitely have you back. I want you to have come back with Steph and some other females here.
Absolutely.
You're welcome. But basically, like if a females is gonna feel that way, you know what I'm saying? You got gay females, quote unquote, dyke, no disrespect, dyke females or whatever, and then you got men are the new bitches, women are the new men, this and that. That's another category. Then you got a different category where you got actual pretty females saying, oh, I don't even want a man, I want to stay single, this and this and that. At the end of the day, if they can't take a step back and see that that's a part of the destruction of the world, then that's just their mind, because everybody was born with different mind. If everybody is gay, I don't have a problem. Let me say that. God forbid we make it and no endorsements lost. I think gay people are funny, cool, mad funny, never broke, mad funny. It's not me, but you know what I'm saying? How that's the end of the world because there's no more reproduction.
That I mean, listen, that's like something that's so far-fetched. That'll never happen. Where
Guess what?
it's just,
So who if you know it won't happen in our days because we won't be here to see it. But who's to say in the next 50, 60 years?
There's
what the deal
definitely
is?
some wild conspiracies out there.
this-
You know, like
So I say that to say
the whole
females should be
transgender.
want to have a man. People, you know.
Listen, no.
My point is, people
It's
should
not-
want somebody.
it's not. Listen, you don't. Happiness is not just you in a relationship or you're with somebody. That's not happiness. That is just, that's a form of happiness, is a way, but it's not all that it is. It's not the end all be all.
You make the toxicness, or she makes the toxicness. It'll be happy if y'all just chill the fuck out.
Right, but a partner or a relationship is not what brings happiness. Not what brings it's not all that brings love. Some women could be single, a single mother, and still be happy. You don't know. Not all single mothers are miserable. Not all single mothers raise toxic
but
children.
I'm gonna tell you straight up and down. From years ago, beginning whenever, they made themselves feel that way. You know why? Because first of all, everybody wants love. But let's talk about the money side of it. Yeah, you got 2 kids by this person, and you're not with this person, and you're not toxic, you're not mad, you're not anything. I wouldn't be mad getting all of this bread per month either. Residuals. Let's always talk about the residuals. And that's why I was talking about Will Smith and them earlier. When you're dealing with 300 million, yeah, you know what I'm saying? You gotta
It's easier to handle things.
Everything is easier. It's easier for a female to be like, I don't want no man. You know why? You know why she don't want no man? She got this man's kids, she's living good, even working, whatever. But it's like, I don't want you to get none of these residuals.
So you feel like
I don't want to do
people
nothing
like
for you.
Eddie Murphy's ex-wife, who dated what's his name, Strahan and stuff like that.
So I know what you're talking about.
Who was out there? You feel like she's like, well, my ex was so rich, like I really don't need like a man, but I'm just good, living how I'm living.
I mean, he got a bag too. Strahan.
Mm-hmm.
Strahan got bread too. So it's not like we dealing with somebody. It's not like she went and got an uncle, nobody who don't got no bread. Strahan got bread as well. So it's like, it is what it is.
It's true. It's true.
You know what I'm saying? If she didn't go get nobody who didn't have any bread, you feel me? It's easier to get over. I'm not a female. I can't say what I'm saying is facts. I'm just going off feelings. I never want to talk about, I'm speaking facts. I don't, you know what I mean? I'm not no fucking Laurent Prophet. But that's how I feel. It's easier to get over shit when it's
Shout out therapist.
Yeah, I'm single mom. This and that. This motherfucker got to pay me $900 a month. the rent only 12, and that's because of some past sex that you had.
Mhm.
I'm paying for some sex that I had in the past.
But see, that's why, like, for the youth out there, I want to let you know that it's very important to know who you're getting knocked up. It's very important to know who you're going
Definitely.
to be with, because at the end of the day, you can be stuck in a situation where you can't get out. You can be stuck in a situation where the rest of your life now is like, I would say ruined, but at stake, because
Definitely.
you're paying
Yeah.
for
You just grow up a lot faster.
you're growing up a lot faster, and you're paying for the mistakes that you've made, dealing with a certain person that is not going to, handle certain situations correctly. Like, I feel like child support should not be totally abolished, because there's some people that need, to be on child support, but it should definitely be more looked into,
Mhm.
because I feel like they just like, and I know why the government is doing that, because they make money off of child support. They make money off of it. But I feel like, the young youth out there should very definitely watch what they do, watch who they do, watch out for those red flags,
Yeah.
those red flags from those women that like
I-
money hungry. And that's
I
what
was
all these
gonna
girls,
I was gonna interject here for
Go
a
ahead.
second, because I had a lightning bolt just kind
Go
of
ahead,
hit
go
me,
ahead.
because
Go
of
ahead.
when we're talking about, and it's interesting, and I want to play devil's advocate for a second of like, what if you had two toxic people, and it was just a toxic love, like a Bonnie and Clyde type deal. Like, you just have
That
two people
happens.
that
happens, yeah.
like
It's
that's
passion.
what brings them together.
That's
Is the
passion, yeah.
toxicity.
It's passion.
Yeah, like, so it's like,
that's definitely
it's
not smart. That's not a good idea.
is it? But it's for them.
It's
It's who
for
they
them,
are.
Listen.
Because
yeah.
who else is gonna, you know what I mean?
Because
Like,
look,
it's
Bonnie and Clyde, they got each other in trouble. Like, you got to think about
in
it.
our
Sometimes,
world.
But
In
was
our
it worth it?
sometimes-
world
Was that
of
worth it? Like,
no, it's not, because
to
they got
them,
caught.
well,
I mean,
Sometimes, like
I think
remember
it's
the
been
dude that was here
exaggerated,
the other day when it was
their
just the
story,
guys. His father was a gangster type of dude, and he needed that woman to calm him down from his ways. He could have died.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
which opposites
so-
do attract, which, as
Yeah,
just said with the Magnus
exactly.
earlier, opposites attract.
Opposites
if you
attract.
two are, but
'Cause you
I
need
think there are
sometimes somebody to bring you
instances
down.
where if you are that person and you know yourself that well, a nice guy or girl is not going to do it for you. You're going to have somebody who's of equal
Exactly.
toxicity of you, or if not more, in
But
order to like find that equal.
listen,
I'm
that
not
doesn't
saying it's
bode
right.
well.
I'm
That
just
doesn't
saying
bode
that.
well for
And
That's
your
what I
life.
said. I was
I know
playing
you
devil's
do.
advocate here, and I was just
Yeah,
Yeah,
saying,
but
like,
let's keep it real for the
it's-
youth, because
no,
because-
no.
For the youth.
And I'm
Hold
not
on,
advocating this at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah,
100%.
but-
My bad. I just wanted to say, like, that sense of, unionship, and you know what I'm saying? Like, it happens.
Some people
Like,
like
people,
that.
I know
that's
it
what
happens,
gets
and
people
that's what
to
that's
that point.
So two toxic people, it's not going to bode well for the rest of their life. Like, it's not going to end in the we grew old together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You want
It
so
might.
what?
But
So when we
like,
talk- when we talk about-
hell no.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's
when
not
we
gonna
talk-
go.
when
Nigga,
we
look
talk
at
about-
look at Bobby Brown and fucking
And
Whitney.
Whitney.
Exactly.
It don't
Two
get no more
crackheads,
love than that.
and she's dead now. Their
But
daughter's dead.
Was Whitney
It's never
toxic
gonna end
before?
good.
Yes.
She
Or did
was.
She
Yes.
She was from
Oh,
Jersey,
Yes.
not Jersey.
She was worse.
All right. So listen, we're gonna talk more next week. We got to end the show though.
My bad.
No,
Look, hey, that's
no,
the way to
you-
go out, though.
We're gonna end the
week.
show
Like that.
because we had some good times, but definitely tune in to Reflex Radio.
You
Download,
got to come back
subscribe.
with Steph next week.
Yeah,
If you ain't
definitely.
busy, we got to come back with the
YouTube
other few
page.
guys.
Follow BAKAREforever. You have an
Yo.
Instagram page?
I do, yeah.
Go ahead.
Flash JD, the number 9.
Watch
on
his movie
Instagram.
on
Facts. Lockdown
Prime.
Love is on Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime, his movie.
Yeah.
We got Brittany here. Give your Instagram.
Brit Be Nice and Nice CBD.
Okay.
Yo,
And
Euro just 37, and I just want to say right fast, if you don't be coming to follow me if you don't like none of my co-hosts and you my boys, stay off our page.
right. And
We
follow
teamwork.
right. Yes, all the co-hosts, you gotta follow and love and like, because we just here to give out information. That's all
Yeah.
that is.
Well, thank
So-
you for having me on, too.
Yes.
Right,
No
thank
problem.
you for having me.
Follow BAKAREforever on YouTube, TikTok, Snapchat, all those. Follow
Subscribe. Yeah.
Bakari's America as well. All right. Thank you. for
Later,
tuning
y'all.
in.
Later,
Later.
peace.
Peace.
Reflex Radio. All right. I think we're still on live on YouTube.
Oh, it's on YouTube?